What if I told you that my biggest success in my starting game development career was also my biggest downfall and the reason I spent 4 years not really getting anywhere? This is a conversation about how I made a huge mistake and what I am doing now for a brighter future. So the biggest mistake that I made was honestly just not building a game based around my strengths. If you guys know about my channel, then you probably already know about Monster Tower, but you probably don't know about my latest Steam release called Shield Shock. Shield Shock was a game I developed over the course of 2019 to improve my skills as a game developer and make an awesome game in the process. My foolish junior developer mindset was to create a game that I could finish completely on my own. I challenged myself to complete all of the programming, art, music, sound effects, marketing, and all of the other fun activities that come with developing video games. Now, yes, I understand this probably sounds very contradicting, as most people know solo developing a game as doing everything DIY and in-house. However, I want to discuss the problems that I faced while creating my various solo developed prototypes over the years and my game, Shield Shock. What is so bad about developing a game in this manner? Well, I'm not saying that it's impossible or a waste of your time. For me personally, I'm still really happy that I made something entirely on my own, but the fact that this game took me over 10 months to develop, well, that's a little crappy in my opinion. The problem is that I spent so much time over the first 3 years of making games trying to do everything that I never really specialized. Sure, over time, I did develop my skills a bit and got better at art and programming. However, I can tell that making music is just not my thing. It's actually pretty easy to connect with others through Discord servers, game dev forums, and social media platforms in this day and age, but for some reason, so many of us feel we need to do everything on our own for it to be our game. I'll tell you something though. I'm working on my game Monster Tower and, well, I'm not really making any of the music or half of the sound effects and only a bit of the coding at this point, but I still feel as connected to this game as I ever have for anything else I've done. Why? Because I'm specializing in what I excel at and we are making the best possible game we can with the skill sets that we already had going into the game. When you focus on certain parts of a project, you can really start to accelerate your learning and develop the game you truly have envisioned in your mind over having to settle and work around the talents you currently have. You guys don't need to spend 3 years developing crap to finally make something decent later on. In this day and age, learning new skills is one of the easiest things we can do with all of the help and courses out there, but keep in mind that this can also be one of the largest hindrance to your progression. Since we have the ability to learn pretty much everything from the palm of our hand, it makes developing and shaping our skills extremely challenging to pull off as we want to do it all. The real way we need to grow is to specialize. Find a couple passions you need to feel fulfilled and work on them like a habit of brushing your teeth in the morning. Don't overcomplicate your life and give yourself 50 things to do in a week. Fine-tune and try to settle on 2 to 3 things you want to do each and every day. If we focus on what we are truly passionate about, it will make the entire process less frustrating and give you a more professional end result. Knowing your strengths is not a weakness or a sign of failure. It's just accelerating your learning, and it's really the only way we can become among the best in what we do. Maybe this advice doesn't apply to you, as some people are cool just developing video games as a hobby, and maybe the satisfaction of learning all of the required skills is fulfilling enough. That's totally okay, and I was in the same boat just a few years ago. But I know there are a lot of you watching that don't want to just make a game for the sake of making it. You want to build an empire of amazing games that will reach thousands and create enough wealth to support more than just yourself. If that's the case, take some advice from my current and future mindset. Fine-tune your goals and figure out what is the most important thing to you. Focus on one thing at a time and become strong in everything you do. Not many people will respect me for making a half-assed game completely on my own, but to work on your dream and make it come true, well, that is something that you can definitely look back at and remember for the rest of your life.